Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be the 8th part of the Nike Run Club series. This is going to be a heavy video which will contain all the calculation and logics to figure out how we can calculate kilometers traveled by the user, how much time has elapsed during his run, what was the average pace of the run, and at the end we will see how to dynamically calculate the progress of the run. All of this we will see in this video. Also, if you're new here, hi, I'm Nakul Bageja. On this channel, I talk about how to create production level application using React Native. If you are interested in this, do check out all the projects that we have built so far as a community. Also, do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any video in the future. Now, let us get back to this video. Alright, so now that we are done with the home screen by adding our geolocation API to the home screen, let us move on to the running screen where we will make use of watch position API of geolocation, and we will integrate this for every this API will be called for every 30 seconds. So let us see how we can do this. So first of all, let's go to the code, and I will also open the example link that they have given in the documentation. So over here, this is the get current location that we already added. Now we want for get location updates. So if you see in this that we have already let me just zoom in a little. Yeah, all right. So if you can see, it is already asking for if the permission of the location has been given or not. So there can be a case like as soon as the user starts his run, the location function, the location button on the app on the phone, I will just this button is disabled by mistake, or something happened and it is disabled, so we can't get the actual position. So we need to first check if the has location permission has been enabled for the user or not, and then we will go on to observing the position by calling the watch position API, and then we can move on. So now let us see how we can add this to our application. So since we have to call this function has location permission again in this on this page also, so I will just make it reusable by adding one more folder, that is hooks and over here I will write has location permission .js. This should be caps. All right, yeah, let us do this. All right, so I will just copy the same let me just, yeah, this whole function I will copy it from here, as we don't want to make the same code again and again. And let us import this from React Native and permission Android also. Anything else? No, I think that is all. And I will export this function from here. So in this I will call this function in our home screen, that it has location from hooks and location permission. And let us see if this works. Let us go back and refresh our application. Yeah, it is working fine. So we have made this reusable, and we'll just add few comments to that hooks page that we have added. So let us add it at the top. Function to ask or confirm location permission. All right, we will make use of this over here also. So let us first just copy this from here and close this. Also import geolocation geolocation from yeah, okay, this is done. So now we need a function so that we can track the geolocation updates like we have done over here. Let me just copy this only, and we can make changes to that. All right, so just copying this and adding it over here. So what is happening is it is the name of the function is geolocation updates. Now I will also add has permission function that this is the one that we have called, that we have made. The name is different, so we can change this to location permission and give it over here. Foreground service we will add later. Let us remove this for now. Comment this. I will, or let me just remove it for now. This is something that we can add. This is a new additional feature to our application. We can add this later on. So as you remember in our home screen, we had use ref to capture the reference of the intervals that we had added to our use effect. That this is the interval, right? So this is the interval that we had made reference to, so that we can clear this interval whenever our page is going out of focus. We will make use of the same use ref hook to, but now this time we will make use of it for the watch position API. So let me just create watch ID hook, watch ID variable. Watch ID is equal to use ref and giving null at the start. All right, so it is the current position of watch ID is being added to geolocation watch position API. So as you remember in our in our home page also, we got a position object which we are setting it to a position state, which will have all the variables like this, if you remember from the last video. The same thing will happen over here also, but we will have different states obviously. So let us right now just console this and not set these to anything right now. We will remove iOS from here. Enable accuracy to true. Distance filter is obviously 0 for now. Interval we will have of 30 seconds, right? And fast interval, I will just show you these fast intervals. So fast interval is this, the fastest rate at which your application will receive location updates. This might be faster than the interval over here, so you can or you cannot, like it is your choice to add this fastest interval option to your watch position API. So I will keep it for now. Now other things are force request location. If the location button, which is this one, is switched off or is off for some reason, we can prompt the user to switch it on. So we can force the user. You can see that over here, the force request location even after denying. So even if he denies, we can do it. We can force the user to allow the location access. All right, so let me just see if it is recording fine. Yeah. We can also show background location indicator, but this is for iOS only, so we will not go into this. And let us remove this significant changes and show background location. This is not here. Show location indicator. Let me see. Show location indicator. This is not, yeah, this is here. Yeah, let us keep it to true. So show location dialog shows whether to ask to enable location in Android. Although this will be done over here only, so I don't think we need this. Force location manager, and if it is set to, we'll use the on. Yeah, let us do it true, and this also true. All right, this is done. Now let us call this watch position. Yeah, this get location updates function in our running page, and we'll see the updates in our console. So let me just call this as soon as we go in focus for this page. I will call this, right. So let us see. Something wrong happened. Let me see why. Let me just cross check what happened. Can't find variable geolocation. Why is that? I think I imported this, right? Did I misspell it? Yeah, I misspelled it. Right. Let me go back. Refresh. So if you see what will happen, I'm just telling you beforehand only so that we can see clearly. So this is the object that we get for position after every 30 seconds in a home screen, right? This will happen automatically for the watch position API, and we will not be required to use the set timeout that we had used for the home screen. So let us see if this works fine. Mm, yeah. Sometimes the console, if this console doesn't prompt as soon as it comes on, so I just press spacebar, so it came. So if you see, like, it is coming now. First we received over here, and you can see the timestamp also. Then you can realize that it is working for every 30 seconds. For over here it is 60,000 right now. Then it is 30,000. All of these values are in milliseconds and not in seconds. So you can convert this. All right, so this is working fine as we have mentioned in our code. So I have already written few tasks that we have to do. So invoking the watch position API as soon as we are in focus for every 30 seconds, that is done. Now what we want to do is, if we go back, so I will just show you. If we even go back from here, right now this object is the one that comes on whenever we come back to the home screen, right? Now if we don't clear this watch position API reference, right, this watch position API will keep on will keep on running in the background, but we don't want that, right? Because it will be heavy for our application and for the person using it, and it will drain out. So as you saw here, it came twice. So this one is for our home screen that we have added using the set timeout, but this one is because of the watch position API, because we have not cleared it. So this is harmful for the mobile as it will cause battery drainage. So we don't want that for our application, because the user will automatically delete this application if his battery is getting drained out using this application. So we don't want this. So for that we need to clear this watch position. So for that also, geolocation API has given us a clear watch. So the geolocation package has given us a clear watch API. This removes the watch API that we had added over here, and we can remove everything, and then it will not drain out our the battery of the user, right? So let us add this. Let me just refresh so that it doesn't affect my computer. All right, so a little water break. All right, so this was for get location updates. Now we want to create one more function that will remove these updates, right? So we will create one more function over here. So I will just give some comments over here so that it is understandable. Function to get latest location updates every 30 seconds. Now we want one more function to remove location updates API. So I will give remove location updates. So we will call this in our use effect only. So let me just add this right now. 1 second. I'm just referring to my notes so that I don't miss anything. Alright, this function will be a callback function. We'll make the use callback. So in this, we will add if the watch ID that we had added at the top. So this one, if the current value of this watch ID is not null, only then do something, otherwise it is not required. So what we want to do is geolocation dot clear watch, and this will be watch ID dot current, and we want to set the watch ID current to null. All right, so we can even just make it a function right now because we are not doing it. So let us just make it a function only. So I will just remove this. Yeah. All right, and this function, this remove location updates, will be called every time we go out of blur, when we go out of focus of this screen. So when we want to get updates when we are in focus, and we want to remove the updates or the API when we are going out of focus, right? So let me just save this, and we'll start this once again. So this is the one that comes on as to, oh sorry, I messed it up. Second, yeah, this is the one that came on as soon as we started the application. All right, so let us just wait to get I will wait for getting two or three updates of our position object, then we will go out of focus and see if it is still coming or not, right? All right, so this is, I will just keep track of the it is 83,000 right now, and let us see if it comes on. All right, 83,000, now it is coming. So it is working fine. The watch API is working fine. Then I will just go off. All right, so this is the one that comes on when we come back to our home screen. So this is fine. Now we should not get any watch API updates because we have removed them. So right now the time is this 21,000. Let us see if it comes on or not. It is coming. Oh no, this is the one that we made for our home screen. So this is working fine now. All right, so we have done it. We have done the first two parts, that is invoking the watch API for every 30 seconds and then removing it whenever it goes blur. All right, so next what you want to do is calculate the kilometer time spent and the pace, because you want the kilometer, the time that has happened from the start and till now, the pace, the calories, and the progress for the progress bar to show. All right, let us continue with this now. All right, so we have completed the first 2 points. Let us now go ahead with the calculate kilometer travel, time spent, pace, and fourth and fifth point. So starting with calculating the kilometer traveled. So for that we will make use of Haber-Sign formula, in which we will give it two latitude and the longitudes that we get after every 30 seconds. So first of all, we need to create a function which will calculate these values. So first let me just restart our application. Right, till the time this is happening, we will create a new file in our constants folder. So this will be, so I'm removing the function from this page to a constant flow, so that it will become much easier for us to calculate these things. So right now I will most probably change this date calculator JS to just calculations page. So over here we'll add calculate distance function to calculate distance. So I've already found out one uh, function to do this, so I will just copy and explain that to you. So because this is like something that I just found out on Stack Overflow and other article on Medium. So I will just explain this to you. So in order to calculate the distance traveled, we need to keep in mind the radius of the earth. So for all the people who think that the earth is flat, this is not for you. The earth is, we are just focusing on the people who believe that the earth is curved. So we need to make use of radius of earth in kilometers value. So what is happening is we have a function of calculate distance. We are giving it for two coordinates, that is latitude 1 and latitude 2, longitude 1, longitude 2. We are converting it to an angle. We are so this is just a inline function that we have. So it starts from here. The R function mainly starts from here. Let me just, yeah. So we have the radius of earth, then we have d latitude and d longitude. We are giving the latitude 2 and latitude 1 to distance function, and longitude 2 and longitude 1 to distance function. We are converting these to radians by giving these values to the 2 radian function. Then making use of Haber-Sign formula, you can definitely make changes to the functions, to the variables names over here. So that this is the formula for Haber-Sign, and then we are also this is C. At this point it ends, the Haber-Sign formula ends over here, and the final distance will be by when we multiply this C value with the radius of earth. And at the end we have just fixed it to two points after the decimal, so two numbers after decimal. So let me just refresh it and start our application. All right, it's starting. So It is just, yeah, it is. Alright, it is working fine. So first of all, let us change this to what should we name it? We should name it calculations page. Alright, we will definitely have to make some changes. So this is in pause screen. So let us go to pause screen, and over here we need to give it, just copy that, and all right, this should do it. And we need to also export this function also, cal distance. So let us import cal distance over here, and I will just take the geolocation at the top because this is the one that we have imported from another package, and this one too. All right, just to make it a bit clear that we are what all items we have imported from different packages and what all items we are importing from ourselves. All right, so let me just import cal distance. All right, this is imported. All right, so I've thought of one formula or one way in which we can calculate the distance from one point to another point. So first of all, we need to keep track of the old location, old coordinates, that is point A. We need to keep track of the coordinates of point A, and whenever after every 30 seconds we get the coordinates of point B, right? So we will make use of those coordinates and the old location coordinates to calculate the distance. So first of all, we will assign the old location coordinates to the position coordinates. So I will just let you know what I mean by that. First, let me just write the code little, then I will tell you. So I need to create a distance variable, and if the old location is equal to null, we want to set the new distance to be 0.0, else we want the new distance to be calculated by sending the latitude, longitude, and the latitude, longitude of the new position. And at the end, obviously, we need to set the metric value to be the new distance. But let me explain this to you a little. So old location is point A. So for example, I am here. All right, this is a point A. So at the start of my app, when I start my run, this is the point A. So at the start, there is no old location from here, so that will be null. So I want the user to be shown 0.0 distance. All right, so this clause is done, but at the end, and the new distance has been set. Now when I move, so this position becomes the old location now. So my desk point A is now the old location. So I'm assigning this position to the old location, right? Point A has been done. Now after 30 seconds, I move towards my door. So point now the point B will be the new value of this position variable. Alright, so now the old location is not null, so we will calculate the new distance from point A to point B by taking values of the coordinates of old location and the new positions. Alright, that will be done and the new value will be set. But now, since everything has been done, the distance has been calculated, now we need to set that position B becomes that point B becomes point A now. So we need to hold the values of that now. So let us now give values to our calculate distance. chords dot latitude is 1. Then we have old location dot chords dot longitude. Then we have position dot chords dot latitude, and last one is position dot chords dot longitude. All right, so and what we want to do is, so we want to add all the distance, right, one by one. So what we will do is we will add new distance, and okay, so let us see, we will have one more variable over here, old distance, total distance. Let us have total distance traveled. Total distance is equal to 0 at first. After every run, we set the total distance is equal to total distance plus new distance. We will assign the total distance to the metric value. All right, this looks cool. So these are the values that we are keeping track of. This will track the old coordinate. This will track the total distance. Now let us see. So let us just start the application once again. We will be able to see the change in the values, right? This is the home screen. Now all right, this is the first that we get. Yeah, so it is coming like this. We don't want it like this, so let me just change some values. We need to convert this to string, so parse int, and yeah, we need to do it like this. So right now it is coming weirdly and not accurate. Right now it is 0 distance. So right now it will be only 0 distance. Let me just do parse float, because we are giving two values, right? 0.0. This will be much better to our what we had at the start also. 0.0. Alright, so at the moment it will be 0 because I'm using the emulator. I will just showcase you how it will be on my phone. I will just track that on my phone and will showcase that to you. So as you can see at the start of the run, we can see the current location on my phone, and as I start my run, we are seeing the updated 0.00 kilometers. So after 30 seconds, this should show the latest kilometers that I have run. So we'll just wait. Yeah, so as you can see, as the 30 seconds were up, it updated the kilometer and is showing 0.01. This will keep on going on as we move forward and as we keep running. So our distance feature is working fine. Alright, so now that we have seen that the distance filter, that the distance feature that we have added to our running page is working fine on a mobile phone also. So this is working. Now let us move ahead with our time spent and the pace calculations. Alright, so for that also we will have few functions, but let us first add the variables. Like old location, we need total time, right? Total time is equal to 0. Similarly, we will have so I'm just thinking of a logic, like how can we create. So since this will only work for every 30 seconds, we can, I'm just trying to come up with a logic like how we can calculate time. So just give me 1 second. Alright, so I have found out one solution for calculating the time. So if you understand this, like this our running is working out in after every 30 seconds, right? So what we can do is we can assign a total time of 0 at the start, and after every whenever this runs, it actually runs after every 30 seconds, right? So at the start we can just, over here we can add a new time, right? So whenever it runs at the first time, we want the new time to be 0 because no time has been elapsed right now, right? So and we will have the new time to be added over here. Else if if this watch position is running the second time, we want the new time to be 30 seconds. So let me just explain this once again. So we are having a variable total time which will hold the value of how much seconds have passed while the person is running, right? So when the person first starts this his run, this watch position will be called, but that is only the first time and no time has elapsed yet. So what we are doing is we are assigning this a new time variable and assigning it the value 0 and adding it to the total time, right? Now second time when this watch position is run, it will always execute after every 30 seconds, right? So we will add the value of 30 to add the assign new time value 30 and add it to the total time. So every 30 seconds 30 number is getting added to total time, and we will convert this 30 number. So as it keeps on adding, like I will just show you, like first is 0, then it will be 30, then it will be 60, then it will be 90, and so on and so forth. So all these values are just seconds, right? Now we will create a function that will convert seconds to hours and minutes. So let me just go to the calculation page and we will add it over a new function over here, that is convert seconds to hours and minutes. Because in our application we are only concerned with hours and minutes. So I found out one solution on Stack Overflow that we can use. Just copy this and make some changes of our own. So let me just do export, scroll down, yeah, export const seconds to hour minutes. Yeah, equal to over here, this will be seconds, so that will, and giving seconds over here also. I think I will just do one thing. Seconds. Yep. There's a small calculation that we're doing. We're just converting. So number is a JS functionality only. you can search for this on return the string representation of an object, and values, this value is only used for numbers, right? So this is just a normal JavaScript thing that you can search. Alright, this is just converting, sending a number. If the seconds come as strings to this function, it will just convert that string to number, and we will do calculation on that then. So for hours, I will just write the whole word hours. Value we are getting over here. Then we are getting minutes. Normal basic mathematical computation that's going on over here, and minutes, right? This is the function that we will be using to convert those seconds that we are adding up over here to showcase in our in a time value, right? All right, so let me just call this function in our running page now. This is our running page. All right, so, and I will just change this to set total set kilometers. Yeah, because this is kilometers, I will just show you what I'm doing, just a moment. And we have set time value, and we will give it to seconds to total time. All right, so let me just explain it to you what just happened over here. I'll just give it to fixed to 1. Yeah, so if you remember, these are the values that we need to compute every time in the background. That is the time, the total time that is going, that is elapsed till now of the run, and the total kilometers that the person has ran. So these two values is a must for us to maintain. But this metric value is dependent on what the person choose at the start of the run. So if he chooses kilometers, then we will show the total kilometers value. But if he chooses time, then we will show the total time value that has elapsed till now. Alright, so I will, let me, you can change these values if you want. I think I will also change some values to total time, right? Total time, and giving this also total kilometers. I think it will break in some way or the other. Let me just see. Just took a screenshot of that. So total time value, it will be much more understandable in this way, I think. If it does not, do let me know. Giving it total time value and total kilometer value. Just refresh. Yeah, it is working fine. All right, so going back, now what we want to do is, so we are calculating total time and total kilometer value in this way. We can also check in just a moment if this total time value working fine or not. I will what we have to do now is we need to set the metric value also. If the person has chosen kilometers at the start of the run, we will show the total kilometer value. If he has chosen time, we will show the total time value. Alright, so I will just take that if statement from here and paste it over here. If it is time, then we will set metric value to to let me see. Yeah, we'll just take this, put it over here. Else, if it is kilometers, we'll put set metric value to total distance to be fixed to 1. Alright, this is done. I hope this will work fine. Let me just check. Let us go for time and wait for 60 seconds to show up over here. We can also see it from here. Alright, cool. Our time is working fine. As you saw, this is the place where we first started. Then this was a second iteration, this was a third iteration. So this was 0, 30, then 60. So it has said that one minute has been completed. Alright, this is working fine. That is superb. Right, so let us go ahead now. So our most of these values have been done. So almost we are coming to the end of this running page. Now what you want to do is calculate the pace of the user. So we can also do that by using few formulas that I have found out. Alright guys, so I have found out a logic for calculating the pace, but for that, before adding the pace calculation function, we need to add few things. That I have added the seconds part to the seconds to hours, minutes, and let me add seconds to this function because we will be requiring seconds value in our pace calculations. So I've added this, so you can just quickly add this line and this line 57. And in our running page, what I have done is in line 74, I've added dot substring and 0,5 over here and also in 78 line. So what it will do is it will just only take these values only hours and minutes will be shown to the user, but rest of the things we can use for our calculation. All right, cool. So let me also show you on the emulator. In the meantime, let me just add how we will calculate the pace. So let's take this from my notes and copy. All right, so what we will make some changes to this also because it is a little different. So calculate pace, we are giving it the distance, how much distance has been traveled till now, and the time we will give it in seconds. So we give seconds. All right, so we'll give these values and then we'll do the computation. All right, so the first edge case is if the distance is less than or equal to 0, we should return 0. That there is no pace obviously because we have not traveled a single mile or single meter. All right, if there is a distance, we want to pass it to float by changing it to float and assigning distance only. Then what we want to do is we need to make some changes like time seconds is equal to we want to convert this. Let me just give it time and giving seconds to time seconds. All right. So in this we will get the values like this. Once it will be 0 0 0 0 and 0. We will get values like this. So if I just give you 30 minutes and 30 seconds like this, the values have passed. So it will give us something like this if when we are running, obviously just giving you an example. So we'll calculate hours by taking substring from 0 to 2. So this will be the number of hours that has elapsed. And minutes will be number from 3 to 5. So this will be 30 minutes. Seconds will be the 30 seconds. All right. Now this is done. We need to find out how much time has elapsed. So we will calculate everything in minutes. So we'll have a variable of time elapsed initialized to 0. Then the time elapsed will be number of hours into 60. We'll add that. We'll add number of minutes and we'll add second by converting it converting it to minutes. So we want all the time elapsed in minutes only and not in hours or seconds, because we want to show that the person has traveled 1 kilometer in 12 minutes, comma, like over here 12 minutes and 30 seconds you have completed 1 kilometer, or in 10 minutes 20 seconds you have completed 3 kilometer to 1 kilometer, something like that. So we want to show the pace in minutes. All right, so this is how we will do it. This just reset it on its own because I just saved it. All right, so this will how at the end we will just divide the time elapsed by the total distance we have completed. All right, so this is done. Now I will just, oh, that was big. So okay, so I will have like let total pace be 0 at the start. All right, so we'll have total pace to be 0 at the start. I will just remove this because we don't want this anymore. Total pace will be equal to total pace plus we need to call this function calculate pace. Let calculate pace and give it over here. So all of these values will come in floor values, so it will be much easier to calculate. Then we'll just present it in some other way. So I will also show you how we can do that. All right, so we will have total pace and so we want to give total distance to this, total distance and total time. We want to give these two values so that it will give us total pace at the end. So we can just console.log to see if it is coming right or not. Total pace, and I will just refresh it. Start. Alright, there's some error, so let me see what is that. Calculate pace is not there. Oh, I have not exported that. Let me export it. Cool, it should work now. Refresh once. Okay, 0 is coming over here. That is cool. This is 0 of new distance also, and we can skip that. No worries. this should be 0 all the time because there is no total distance values. We can obviously show it in some other way, like I will test it on my mobile phone and I will show that to you. But first I am pretty sure that this will work how we have written the code. So what is happening is every time we are getting total distance, new total distance, new total time, we are calculating it and adding it with the previous ones, this value. So we need to give one more way. When the value is 0, we don't want to show it like dash dash dash, we want to show 0/0. So for that we will have one more function that will be that is how we will present showcasing how the pace is presented. Pace presentation function to show pace value to user. Alright, I think we can also export this out. Let us export it over here only. Alright, so I will just, if the pace is 0, we'll show zeros apostrophe 0, and if we don't have 0, we will showcase it in a different way. That well, I will show you on a mobile phone as I test it with some distance also. Let me just import it in my file. Yeah, and set pace to function and total pace. Let me just refresh this. It will not work. I have not saved this, so let me just refresh once again. And I will just, yeah, I will just start. So as you just saw, at the start only we are getting value as zeros apostrophe 0. So this is working fine. Our presentation 1 is working fine. I think we can we do anything else? I think it is all right. So I will just test it on my mobile phone and see if the pace is getting calculated correctly or not, and then I will show it to you. All right, so I did try the total pace on my mobile phone and I saw the mistake that I had done. So I don't need to calculate, or like I don't need to add the previous pace with the new pace, because I'm calculating the pace for the total distance and not the new distance, right? So because we want only the average pace, not the whole, not the pace for each 30 seconds. So we can remove this and just have calculate pace to giving total pace over here. Now this should work, and I will try this on a mobile phone just now, and I will show this to you. All right, since it is working now, the pace is working, we can move ahead and calculate the calories and the progress. So before going for calories, let us move in for the progress, as this will be much more easier to calculate. So if you remember, like when we start our application, we give, like we want to cover 1 kilometer or 1 hour in this whole run. So what we can do is we can use the target value. At the start is 0, right? We can take it from the props. I think we are giving it from the props from our home screen. Yes, we are giving metric value as, 1 second, I think we are, yeah, we will get props dot metric value, that will be a target value. We can directly, I think, assign it over here, props dot metric value, right? Props dot Let us give it target value only. Target value, and over here also target value. Okay, this is cool. Now let us see if it is coming or not. I will just console.log target value over here only. And opening the console. Not yet, is coming undefined, so we can't do it like this. So let us go back. But at the start it is 0 only, and it is okay. So we will have to give it in the use effect only. So let me just go to the use effect, which runs only once. Okay, we are giving the target value. Sorry, my bad, I forgot. This is target value now, and so this should work. So now we want to calculate this target value. No, we want to calculate the progress of whenever this metric value changes, right? Whenever the metric value changes, either it will be changed by the time, or it will be changed by the total distance, right? So we want to calculate it in that way. I will just refresh it once. All right, so I've thought of one logic with which we can add the progress. We can calculate the progress of the user. So for first of all, we need to add a use effect which will which will execute only when the metric value changes. All right, so let us give some comments. So this use effect is triggered only when the metric value changes. So the metric value can be any one, that is the metric value is one only if it can be either for kilometer or for time. So let me create a use effect. Use effect. Let me clean this up, and this will execute only when the metric value changes. So this use effect will call a function which is called update progress. Update progress. I will now create a function that is update progress. This will calculate how can we update the progress bar. So we have two metrics, right? That is time and the distance, and for both of them either it is the time value is shown like this or the distance is shown like this. So we have to calculate differently, so we need a proper function for it. Otherwise we could have done the whole logic inside of the use effect only. So we can write function to update the progress. So this is const update progress. All right, so inside of this we will have two variables, that is target and current. Since I just told you that we have two different types of metrics, that is time and value, we will have to make the calculation differently. So we will have to create a props.metrics to check if it is time, then we have to do something else. If it is distance, then we have to do something. So since time is shown like 00 colon 00, so this is the for the last two parts, the last two values are the minutes, and the first two values are the hours. So we need to convert these, convert hour and minutes to just minutes. All right, so let me move this. So we can do this by using like we did in the calculation, by using substring function. We can extract the hours and then the minutes. All right, so we will have, first we will do for the current, that is current is equal to metric value dot substring 0,2. All right, and this will come out to be, this will be just string, so we need to convert it to integer, and we need to multiply it by 60 because this is just the hours value. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. We need to multiply it by hours. We need to multiply it by 60. So then we need to add the minutes also. So we need to parse int metric value dot substring, and this will be from 3 to 5, 3,5. All right, so we have, what we have done so far is, like, if my value at the start for my metric value is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. All right, so this will be, according to this, it will come out to be 60 over here. 60, current value is 60 over here, and then we extract 1 from this value, so it will come out to be 61. I hope you got this example. Next, if our target value is something like 0, 2 hours, so we will have target, we'll have this mostly similar one only, so we can copy this and paste it over here, removing the comments. We can change this to target. Let me just see if it is recording fine. Yeah, it is fine. Right, so we have target, and we need to change the metric value to the target value. So target value, and this will be similar only. So we have, this time we have 0 minutes over here, but we have 2 hours, so it will be 120 minutes. So this is cool. Now, as we have calculated current and target for time metric, we need to do the same thing for the distance. So in that case, we just need to do parse float for the metric value, and target will also be equal to parse float for the target value. Cool. Now at the end, we just need to calculate, we just need to divide current by target and multiply it by 100. So that will give us the percentage of completion or progress till now. But there is one trick also. If at the start of the page the target value is 0, right, over here, and whenever the page starts, I will just show you 1 second. When it starts, yeah, so when it starts, it takes it, so we are setting the value of target value, we are setting it to the target value given by the home page, right? So this will take few seconds. In the meantime, this will also run, this whole function will run simultaneously. So just to prevent any absurd output, we will give one edge case. Until and unless the target value is set, it will be given as 0. So we can give as, if target is equal to 0, we can just return. So in that case, it will show the progress to be 0 only, because that is the default value. And this was just one edge case. The other parts are simple, like we are dividing it by let percentage completed be equal to current by target, and set the progress to be percentage completed into 100 plus the percentage sign. Cool. Now let us first try it with time, because for the distance part I will have to like do it on my mobile phone and then check it out but we can simply do it over here by using the time filter. So we can give 10 minutes and we can start the run. So as you can see, as soon as I started, the progress is 0 at the moment. And let us see if at 1 minute it should give us like some value over here, like 10% value. We will check that out. Yeah, as you just saw that at 1 minute it shows 10%, so our progress function is working fine. Alright, it will definitely work for the distance filter also. You can also check it on your phone by running it on your mobile. I will just go back. Yeah, so this part is also done, so I will just do one thing. I will add cross, since cross, so this works for markdown, although this is not markdown. This will just show that we have completed these parts. And for calculate calories, we will just start with it. I just saved the whole thing, the whole page again. That is why it is showing 0. No errors in that. And I think our page is a little I hope it is not too cumbersome. If you think this is too much of a code over here, we can definitely reduce the number of code, but I think this is fine. 200 lines is not that much. We have also added the comments, so it is very understandable. The whole code is very understandable. So all right, so this is all done. Now let us see that once I will have to just show you one thing, why we need to add Redux to our application. So let me just once again go back. And so if you see that whenever we come back from the pause page to our running page, our states will automatically reset because of the reason that we are updating them like this. Like we are taking initial value of 000 for everything and adding to the set state. But we don't want that. We want that we persist a state whenever we resume back from the pause screen, right? But if you just add your, like for example, if you just add your total kilometers value over here, that will not work because our, if I just do it like this, it will not work because our state is not persisting like this. We can't persist our state like this. We need to use Redux. So in the next video we will add Redux and how we can add Redux, how we can implement it using our run screen, and then we will move forward to saving our application like this, saving our run like this, and also saving this to our database. So we will have the database. In the next 2 to 3 videos we will complete this application in the whole, and the last video will be of deploying this application to the Play Store. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, then do hit the like button and do subscribe to the channel to see more of this content. And if you think I can improve in any way, do tell me in the comments below, and do share these videos with your friends and peers who are the developers and are trying to make production level application using React Native. I'm trying to create as much content as I can every week, and I hope you find this useful. All of the applications that we are creating has been posted to the GitHub repository of this channel. I will just showcase that to you. So this is the GitHub repository that I've made for this channel, and the community name that I have given to us, to you people like you and me, are React Natives. If you think this name is quite good, then please let me know in the comments below. And if you think we can give much better name, also tell me that.